All right, guys. So I had the recording set, but the mic wasn't working. So the redo retake. We're here. Caught a winning day. Uh, Eligible for a payout now, and we're gonna go to the 5 second. We're gonna go over every single trade. Today started off a little bit rough. We were down, and then eventually we brought it back up. And then we met my draw. So I was originally just short to the draw because again I was bearish to this line right here, to my sell side objective, and here we took a short. Boom, market pushed up. We got break even. Same thing here. We actually took a loss here. I was negative R trading here. I was risking 2%, and then I was up around 150, and then eventually I was like, you know what? Let's aim for 1%. Since I'm, in a negative R, I might as well aim for 1% and try to make more while I'm able to be eligible more for a bigger payout. But it is what it is. And then next thing you know, I start risking more. Because again, I want to, get that winning day, and then eventually I get hit break even because again, I'm so afraid of just like losing more and not being able to make so little. So I'm just like, I'm going break even as soon as possible. And then same thing here, short market pushes up. I thought I was gonna get stopped out. Let it run. Boom. Passes my break even point. I go break even. Next thing we get hit break even. And then eventually I walk away. Reevaluate, come back, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta do better. Go get some water and then do some breath work. Then I sit down again and I see this 1 minute get inverse, tap up into the 5 minute SIBI, Mac model trade, basically what I'm doing. And then next thing you know, the market pushes down lower and we take a short. Market pushes down. I'm like, okay, cool. This looks nice. We're breaking past the 4 hour, busy, the consequent encroachment, pushes up, hits me break even. Small retracement. We short again after we inverse all this right here, this price move. And then eventually next thing the market starts chopping around, boom, 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 push down lower, pushes back up. As soon as I go break even, what's my luck? And then eventually, boom, market goes down, retraces once more, and then this is where I catch my trade. Boom, we go, take the trade. I don't go break even so soon anymore. I let it run. I'm like, all right, if we break past this low, we're most likely gonna reach this draw, and then we can, probably hit break even or hit my target. And then eventually we reached my target. And again, I was aiming for 1R because again, I was down already, like close to 1%. And so I had to aim for 1% and then a little bit more, and that's kind of what I did here. And the market ran to my target, started running a little bit more. Honestly, if I would have, could have, should have just aimed for a little bit more, got another, extra percent to get a bigger payout. But let's go over the bias. The bias today was a little bit rushed. I did not get enough sleep last night, and I was not on the charts as soon as possible. I got here a little bit late because I was walking my dog, and she took forever. She took forever to go use the restroom, and I feel like the mic is really loud. So yeah, she took forever. And another thing too was like, I just got done setting up this new desk. As y'all can see, I got a new setup or a new desk, really. Just so it's a lot of work. But let's go on the hard time frame. Let's go back up here. I'll show you guys the account after. So on the weekly time frame again, I am a little bit more bearish, but now I'm starting to flip a little bit after FOMC. FOMC just really changed my mind. I was like, all right, we're bullish. We're gonna reach that draw. Next, we reached my minor draw, my minor buy side, and then we flush. And then, of course, I was longs. I took longs. I didn't show you guys, but I took a long one, hit my buy. I could have hit for 1.5 or 3%, but again, I'm just trailing my stop loss and profit. And the next thing you know, the market reaches my stop loss and profit, and then eventually reaches my target. So I just need to let it run and leave it break even. It's one of the biggest things, just managing the position more efficiently. That's kind of what I need to work on here. But on the daily time frame here, you can see after Thursday pushing up higher, which I did not trade yesterday. I realized, like we're probably going to target this draw with this little high inside of it as our buy side objective. That's kind of what my initiative was for today. But as soon as I saw this, bearish candle reaching into the 4 hour PDRA, I was like, all right, one or two scenarios can occur. Market pushes down lower, retraces a little bit further, and then starts to push up, or we just bounce off of this and push up higher and target this buy side objective. But that never really happened. So I had this sell side objective, and then once we had this big wick strong rejection, I realized we're probably going to be bearish. And then this is where my next draw was, these relative equal lows inside of this 15-minute PDRA. I think a 30-minute also. No, so the 15. But again, we have the 4 hour PDRA. We're inside the new week opening gap, trading below it, lower quadrant, push down lower, boom. And then for the 4 hour PDRA, I did not really put too much importance into it. And let's go back up here. The main reason why is because, again, we had another one, and this one was just super just huge, and it was not filled up. Pause. It was not, it's just in a discount, and the market is just, it never reached for it, because again, we have all these nice relative equal lows, clean draw liquidities that the market would probably want to reach before reversing, and that's kind of what happened here. So again, we had strong buy side, and then we also have strong sell side. The market inside of this little area does not really care, honestly. But I did not set too much importance into the 4-hour buy side imbalance until we reached my sell side objective, and then eventually I started putting a little bit more importance to it, because then I know either if we don't break below this low, we're not going to inverse it, and we're not going to use it as a means to push lower. We're probably going to reverse and sweep and then continue higher, and that's where the 4-hour imbalance really starts to play a significant role after we sweep the objective, because either two scenarios, it inverses and then we push down lower, or it supports the the sweeping of the sell side and it just pushes us higher. So we had a 5-minute SIBI here, market swept that high, and then we just saw the 1-minute inverse. All right, and then we had a 1-minute SIBI, or 1-minute BISI get inverse, and this is where the trade idea really started to play into fruition. I've been preaching a lot. Well, I've not been preaching, but I've been like noticing these candles right here. Every time we sweep a high and we have strong rejection, basically like EBPs, lower time frame EBPs are so crucial, bro. A candle can tell you a lot, but of course you need the order flow. So I was using order flow also, right here on the 5-minute, as you can see. So let's turn all this off real quick. Forever mine. All right, so this is where we tapped up into the PDA rate, the 5-minute SIBI, and we had strong displacement. So we had strong aggressive sellers and strong aggressive buyers trying to buy and buy. Then we have sellers step in, and this is where you want to see the sellers get rewarded and continue pushing price lower, and that's essentially what happens once we break below here. And then the buyers are just, they're basically getting absorbed for trying to push the price higher. And then next, we have strong aggressive selling, more selling down here. And again, we're breaking past ETH's value area low. So that was just nice to see, honestly. And then right here. And then here, I think we were breaking past point of control, and then initially we broke past value area low right here. And then we started continuing down lower, showing continuation and acceptance for lower prices here. And then we'll pretty much bottom out, and then that was pretty much really it, using the order flow. And then yeah, the 1-minute showed you a clear paint picture, and that's kind of why I was taking those trades all the way to the straw. Very, very, very key. And that was pretty much really it. So that was pretty much really the trade day. 2.042, lost 6, made 1. Goes to show, like, if you have a good risk reward, you can make it all back. But of course, I prefer having a higher win rate and a lower risk reward. So yeah, that's pretty much really it. I'm gonna invest more into more accounts now. I feel like this is where it starts to get a little bit more fun. Use the payout to buy more accounts. And yeah,